So do you agree with KD saying his career since leaving the Warriors has been successful?
What you got, man?
Me?
Yeah, what you thinking, man?
I think that the expectations are there, right? You got him, Harden, and Kyrie in Brooklyn. I mean, everybody thought it was going to be NBA Finals, you know what I mean? Which, they didn't get to play together. Then he goes to Phoenix. He's got Bradley Beal, and he's got Booker with him. Expectations high, and they don't really perform. I don't think that his legacy, as far as an efficient, one of the greatest scorers, is affected. But I think when you talk about GOATs or you talk about top five, it always comes into the discussion of winning. And he hasn't won since he's been in Golden State. And some could say that he only won because he was in Golden State. They were already rocking and rolling when he showed up.
Come on now.
So
Stop starting shit on the internet.
They were rocking and rolling. They did have one ring, 2016. 2016, they had a 3-1 lead over the Cavs' best regular season record ever. LeBron proceeded to win 3 straight games. KD joins that team after that. They go on to win 2 straight rings and end up losing to the Raptors in that 2019 finals.
I think LeBron would have won 3 straight for sure if he didn't go to Golden
I
State.
forgot you was a fucking
Yeah,
fan.
LeBron would have won
Intelligent basketball.
That's what you was doing to line that
3
up.
straight. So they needed each other, but we're talking about after the Golden State era, he's a great scorer.
Damn, that's cold.
But ruptured Achilles, able to come back and arguably the same, if not a better player after that injury, which we've seen ruin a lot of careers
That's cold.
in the history of the league.
Yeah, the game was never built on athleticism. So, efficient score, like he said, man. It's just, it amazes me how people that's never played in the National Basketball Association can criticize and critique someone like Kevin Durant in this manner, right? Because just because you have a phone, you question this man's, his being, his legacy, like, you have an opinion, cool, but the man's career is what it is, his numbers are what it is, his MVP is what it is, right? He went into these situations not to lose. He didn't expect that thing in Brooklyn to blow up in their face. Went there to win, it didn't pan out. Fucking COVID hit, all kind. So whatever the reasons were he didn't win in Brooklyn, it happened, right? From COVID, Kyrie not playing, it just, you name it, James hamstring, you name it, he can't control none of that. He went there to win, it didn't happen. Same shit in Phoenix, went there to win, it didn't happen, man. So it's not like he's going into these situations like, you know what? I'm gonna go that motherfucker just make it to the first round here, yeah, y'all. Y'all cool with that? So y'all can talk shit about me. Y'all, this is what I want to do. Like, nah, that ain't what he's in this to do, man. The man want to win. It's just unfortunate that injuries and a lot of other insinuating circumstances has happened. But he's been, of every stop, he's been the most consistent thing there. And you can't question that. Like, you can, but it's not, to me, it's not fair criticism, right? The criticism came leaving Oklahoma City and joining the team that y'all was up on. Cool, I'm with that. All right, but since then, the man went every situation trying to win. It just hasn't panned out, so. But everybody, like, we've been staying on this motherfucker, facts and opinions, and everybody has an opinion.
That they do, especially in the NBA Twitter community.
And they're like assholes.
They are. I was going to allude to that, Kenya, but so
most of them stink.
When you look at KD's career post-Warriors, do you agree with him saying that it's been successful?
His career, are we going off of his career of what he's done?
KD as an individual, I would say the team success hasn't been there like we talked about and discussed.
Yeah, see, so just like KD says, I'm not a tennis player.
Not playing tennis.
If you rank me on my performance, on how I came into every season, my All-Stars, my All-NBAs, my gold medals, my averaging 26 a game, then I've been successful. But there's 14 other players that has to be attached to this and a coach that has to be attached to this, and an organization that has to be attached to this for me to be successful. But when you're saying me, then you can only rate me by what I've done. And this is what I've brung in every season, what I've done. So I'm saying, hey, you're saying I haven't been successful, me as a person. And I have. I averaged 29, 26, 27. I played this many games. I made an all-star, that's me. My team, we done got fucked up. You know, COVID hit, this man didn't do this. He got injured. My toe was on this line, but shit, I still hit the motherfucking shot, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. But as a team, I haven't,
instead of 17.
I haven't been successful in a group setting when we do group projects. But my grade in the class is a fucking A still. My grade.
You're bringing an A to the group project.
I'm bringing an A to the group. Yeah. As a group, he didn't do this part, he didn't do this, but that's a group. This is a group project. So, you know, the criticism is it's easy because fans use team accolades to
team success
to say how good you are as an individual, and that's not necessarily how it's supposed to work.
But it is.
It is, but it's not.
It's not.
Because we can find a whole bunch of people that has great team
because
success.
Who gives a fuck if it's fair or not? It is a thing, right?
When they want it to be. If I say, hey, where's Clay ranked amongst shooting guards? You're going to always put two shooting guards in front of him that have got no rings. Yeah. Why this man sitting there doing this to a whole bunch of people? We're going to be like, yeah, but he was better than Allen Iverson. You're going to name a whole motherfucking bunch of people. So we only use the team success when we want to argue about something that we like.
Dig it.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't like Kevin Durant, of course you're going to go against it. Yeah. If you like him, you're going to defend it, right? It's that simple.
Kevin Durant said an important statement. He said this is a team sport. It's not tennis. When you turn in a group project, does the group get an A or a B or a grade?
The group gets graded as a total unit.
Does anybody get graded on outside of the group? No. When you turn in a group project? Mm-mm. Okay.
So you're saying because his team...
I don't want to hear nothing about me or I.
But they're saying him.
When we're talking about your success. Because we play a game that is a team sport. Yeah. The success is contingent on the team success.
Yeah, but so
your individual accomplishments.
Yeah, I dig it. The dude tweet was accurate.
They're giving you your opinion of what success can be to you, your accomplishments. But in the sport of basketball, the only success that counts is winning. Mm-hmm. And you are judged on that particular metric.
Not necessarily. Period. No, I disagree. But the dude tweet was accurate. Brooklyn was a failure. But
Brooklyn was a failure.
He was accurate, right? Absolutely. Yes. Phoenix is currently a failure. Absolutely. That has nothing. The first line.
The first line
is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, you are absolutely correct. Brooklyn was a failure. Phoenix was a failure. Absolutely. But no, Shaw, like this man, like
he shows up every year and he does his part.
Yes,
I agree.
But
he does his part.
But you're calling him a failure.
So if you put him in the group, right? So to your analogy that you gave, right? If you put him in a group with a bunch of D students, mm-hmm. right? And he come in that motherfucker be like, hey, listen, thank y'all for being here, but we gonna turn this motherfucker in. I already got it done. So we can get this A.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Why hasn't that happened?
Because it can't.
Why? You just explained how it can.
Because you just
said I got a bunch of D niggas in here.
Because guess what?
I'm an A+ nigga.
Because guess
when
what?
I come and turn this bitch in, let me just turn in my shit because this gonna be an A.
Because you know why?
Tell me why.
Because you know why? Because you got the teacher standing in the middle of the group like, nope, you can't do that shit. That's the coach.
Yep.
Right? You got the head coach standing in the middle of the motherfucker like, nope, you can't do that shit. I said he got to do this part, he got to do this part, he got to do that part. You can only do this part. And it has to be handwritten.
But it hasn't been proven. It hasn't been proven that you can handle it on your own.
Oh, it hasn't?
No, it hasn't. You haven't turned in a group paper where you led on your own.
Yeah.
Well, in theory.
No. In
No,
theory,
you joined the
done it
group.
twice.
No. You joined a group that already turned and said, look, we got it. We just gonna turn
It
this in.
was a high performing group, but
I'm
not
just
an A group.
saying.
In that group, did he do his part?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, so
When he got to the other groups,
in Brooklyn, as a small forward, was he not the best 3-4 in the
Nah, he
in
wasn't.
the NBA? Yes.
So
he
Rashad,
did
he's
his
number
part.
one on that team,
The
though.
D did the D. They didn't do their parts.
When he
for
got
the
to the
grade.
smart-
What
When
he
he
just
got to the
said was
smart
when I
group-
pull up,
but when
when
he
I
got-
pull
hey.
up and I just, let's get this done.
Hey,
Let me give you the A
But when
because
he
I got the A.
Oh, yes, but
You
when
got the
so
A.
he never-
I got to trade
So
my
guess
grade
what?
in too.
So
he
guess
has to
what?
do his grade. He has to. And as
No,
a group,
we're not
y'all gonna
trading.
get graded.
No,
Y'all
we're
gonna
not. We're not bringing individual shit to the.
not- that's
We're
how-
as a group, we get
No,
graded
that's how
as
the
a group.
teacher does it.
So when this A student got with the A group, right? He still was an A plus. Everybody else was. Steph was A minus. He was still A plus.
When they turned in the grade,
No, so
as a
they
group,
got with the smarter group.
as a group.
The smarter group.
Well, I'm
which is
asking,
Golden
when they
State.
turned in-
Golden State is the smarter
But
group.
when Golden State turned in their grade, as a
It was
group,
an A plus.
before KD got there, when they turned in their grade,
They just lost. They just blew a lead.
I'm asking the question,
It was a
bro.
B.
I'm just
So
asking.
They got
It
an
was a
F.
B.
They got an F on their
It was a B.
2016.
And before they got
It was
an
a
F on
final
their
exam. I mean,
2016,
final
it was a
exam.
B. It went from A
As
to
a
B
as a
to
group.
A plus.
A plus.
As a
Right.
group.
My bad.
As a group.
As a
right?
group
plus.
So now,
I would say F in 2016. That wasn't a failure?
That was just an F on the final.
No, that's F in the final.
Joe, you
They-
make a
they-
point.
they
Joe,
broke
you make a
the-
great
they
point.
broke the
Because
regular
the
season
success of
record.
failure is just, did you win?
No.
Did you win, Joe?
Nah, but they had the
Joe,
most
when he
winning
went
team.
to Brooklyn as a group, what happened?
You botched your final project.
Yeah, that's
How?
it.
Some people didn't show up to
Right.
class.
See,
some
that's
people-
what-
That sounds like an excuse.
So, Shot, you know how
Every time I say why, and y'all say this is why.
Shot,
Like,
your final project is worth 51% of your grade.
okay.
This is what that was.
In Brooklyn?
No.
Golden State.
Golden State before he got like the 70. So 51% of your grade is your final project. That was the finals.
Okay.
So then he
You
went
turn that motherfucker in and you got an F on it. And that turned your A
To a
to
49.
a fun, like, so
So
that's
as
what
a
that season
group-
was. So
as a
therefore,
group-
you're going to add this
as a
A
group-
You
student.
keep saying group,
And
but
you gonna
it's
add this A plus
individual
student
to a
to this
group.
group.
There's no
right?
individual
You're
to a
bring-
group.
we-
Team is team, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you, if you did a group project,
Yes.
right, and you did
We
the
all
work,
gotta- I
don't
but
care.
He had to help.
I don't
And
care.
listen, and then I come and I say, you can't draw for nothing.
I'm not listening to you. You didn't do no work.
But it's part of the grade.
Yeah, he's a part of the team. He should just be the
I gotta write the essay. You gotta bring the math. He gotta bring
He
the
gotta
drawing.
bring shit. Like he
So-
said, if I can bring all the shit,
But that's
yo, you can chill, bro. You got me.
But he can't
Chill.
do that in the basketball. Who takes the ball out? Who has to guard the five? As
Yeah, you
my
can't play on
position
five.
as the three,
Can't play
I
on
make
five.
A
Yes, we know
plus
that.
as the three.
So why are we talking like we playing all five?
No, he's playing. No,
no,
he
but
said
that's
grade
what the
his
tweet is.
position. Grade him as the three man.
But they're saying we're not gonna grade you individually.
No.
We're gonna grade you as a team.
No, you're
as a team
no,
player.
You're saying I
Yes.
suck as an individual. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
my
So they
job as an
challenging
individual, and then you're throwing my team in.
yeah, they challenging him, not his team.
They're saying he's
When you say
he a leader.
when you're
He's
saying
wild.
Is he
Brooklyn,
the leader of the teams that every
then I
team he
got
goes to?
I got an A.
No.
No.
I got an A
No.
on
Not
project.
this, not
No.
this one.
Was he the best player, though?
No.
A.
Hey.
He's bringing A to the. Here's my A. How was your drawing?
play-
Yeah, I bring a motherfucking
play,
D.
yes.
How was your math? Yeah, I'm bringing a C.
He's not the vocal leader.
Like,
If I'm a team and I bring in KD, is he not going to be the center
He's
point
the
of my
best
team?
player,
He's not going to
yes.
be the center point of my team.
He's going to
Yes.
be the best player
and
there.
he bringing A to the project. He can't make you draw better. I'm still great at the drawing.
So if he brought an A to the project, what is our overall grade?
There you go. Failure, overall grade.
So how did he bring an A?
Because the small
He did all the
forward
work.
position,
But we didn't get an A.
because you didn't bring an A to your
you
point
didn't bring
guard
an A
position.
either.
You didn't bring a point guard to your center spot.
SGA ruined the Warriors.
Because Draymond didn't throw him the goddamn ball. He,
Like
goddamn.
you're trying
Think
to.
about if everybody showed up and just said, look, I'm going to just do my part and go home.
Then you're
And
gonna
be
have
pleased.
team success.
How?
You will.
How?
You will.
What if what you say you're doing,
will.
that you say is enough?
You'll
It's
have
not
team
enough.
success.
No.
It's not enough.
You
It's
done a
not
good job.
enough. No,
This
it's
is
not
what
enough.
people do.
If it doesn't,
I did all I can do.
to the best of my ability.
Right.
To the best
so
of
guess
my
what
ability.
that wasn't for us? It wasn't enough.
For us,
It wasn't
For the
enough.
team to win.
For
For
the
the
best
team.
of your ability is what you think is good for the team. We need more. We need more.
We can't do more.
We need more. That's why we got somebody else. That's why we got to go
No.
find other shit. Because if you can give us more and you're not, because you're basically just saying, look, I'm giving all I got, man. I can't do any more than what I...
What if they keep jumping from group to group, though, trying to get projects?
But the problem is this. There's 500% pushed into a game, right? We all have the ability to bring 500%.
If he brings
right?
100.
If I bring 100,
50.
you bring 10, I can't make up 90% of your job. I can't do it. I can't bring. So he cannot say, all right, I'm going to beat LeBron James at my position. And then Luka here is bringing 100% to the point guard. And then our point guard brings 10 compared to him. And I got to take on Luka too. Then I got to take on Austin Reeves too. Like, no. I can only bring 100%. You're grading me on what I'm bringing. He's not failing what he's bringing to the table. There's other players that's playing in the game too. There are other people. There's other people, right? So the point guard they brought in, what was he ranked amongst point guard?
So
349, where was he? As a starter. What is this?
What was it?
What was this? Because I'm ranked what, 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah.
Playing against 1, 2, or 3.
So
Now the point guard we're playing against is 1, 2, or 3, but the guy that's guarding him, that's on my team, is 340. And you're judging me saying I'm failing? How?
You're not winning.
I'm not losing my matchup. That's all I can do is bring my matchup
not
first.
You're not winning.
a lot of people not
Yeah, in
winning.
the team. We're not winning as a
A
team.
lot of people not winning.
And they're not mentioning those guys because they not KD.
Well, let's spin it forward.
KD is
KD is low hanging fruit for people
Why?
because he's going to respond.
Did he
because
put
he's
himself
gonna,
where
it's
he can
clickbait.
be where it can be low?
It's easy clickbait.
But did he put himself?
No, it's easy
No,
clickbait.
So how can you blame the people?
It's easy clickbait.
So
How can you blame the people?
let's spin this forward. So KD was
Listen, hold on. He is giving them exactly what they are seeking to do, right? They know if they poke him, he's going to respond. If poke, he's going to respond. So they know that, right?
They
so
said
this is good shit for them.
When you have nothing to talk about,
Yeah.
there's 2 buttons you push.
Yes. Yeah.
KD getting traded.
Yes.
LeBron James.
But guess what we
that's it.
guaranteed to get? Guess
That's
what we
it.
guaranteed to get out of that?
Content.
A response.
Yeah.
a response.
Why
Of
the
course.
fuck are we talking about this?
Yeah.
So let's,
I'm asking a real question. Why are we talking about
Because
KD responding to guys on Twitter that ain't even at him?
Because OKC and Pacers are in the championship.
we're going to talk about them shortly. Let's spin this forward, though.
Yeah.
So
be
KD
honest.
was also asked by Dime Dropper Pod about his Nets squad getting swept by the Celtics in the first round of 22 playoffs. In that series, Durant averaged 26.6 assists, 6 rebounds, 39, 33, 90 shooting splits. So Dime Dropper Pod asked KD if he was satisfied with that series. Of course, KD said no because he's a perfectionist. Durant went on to say that winning a game in that series wouldn't really have made a difference in the grand scheme of things in terms of how he's perceived. KD also used the discussion as an opportunity to address his problems with the current state of ring culture, using Allen Iverson's MVP season in 2001 as an example, which included AI Sixer squad giving the Lakers their only loss of the postseason in Game 1 of the Finals that year. So this is what KD said. Said, "This is a new day. Iverson will be getting clowned for not winning that series. It's just the way fans work in 2025. But I don't think we tried to lose, LOL. Like, they just beat us. If I would have retired and quit basketball after that, then I would get the criticism towards my mentality." So Durant went on to elaborate his thoughts even further, saying, "I'm just saying, to me, Iverson is a basketball god, so him winning and losing doesn't matter. He stamped himself as somebody who loved and cared about being great and pushing the game forward. I know this will be frowned upon, but as a fan, that's enough for me." So do you agree with KD saying winning and losing doesn't matter when it comes to talking about the greats? Is it their approach to the game?
I agree. Yeah, man, it's just what it is, man. Like, everybody's not gonna win. It's just unfortunate. Like, that's just what it is about sports.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not gonna win. Everybody's not gonna win a championship. That's what it is. So if you go out there, man, and you putting your time in, you working on your craft, and whatever comes of it, when you hang them up, and you did your part, you did all you could, you worked as hard as you could, or if you didn't work as hard as you, whatever comes of it when you hang them up, it is what it is, man. You can hold your head high, you can walk down the street and people recognize you for your craft, things that you did. That's That's gratifying and satisfying enough for a lot of people, right? For people to recognize it. For every person that loves you is going to be somebody that got something negative to say, man. So you concentrate on the people that's praising you, and that's good enough for a lot of dudes that did this and put a lot of time into this, man.
Yeah, so
it's not going to always pan out the same way for everybody.
But if you, as an individual, do all you can to impact winning as much as you can, and then that does not happen,
what else can you do?
The winner is what the winning is your approach to the game. How do you approach the game? Right? Is basketball 90% of your life? Are you trying to be an expert at it? Right? He loses to the Golden State, right? He joins the team. You put him in a winning situation with other people who know how to win. They didn't fucking win. They dominated. They didn't. Usually, you will fail, right? There's only one ball. Remember that there's only one ball around. They tried to use that, but because he has other people that knows the same, they think the same. They won. He didn't have success. Didn't have the same minds. But when you're talking about a pure basketball mind, who cares about the game of basketball, who studies the game of basketball, he's in locker rooms. He might only meet 2-3 people his whole career that actually loves the game like him. You are fortunate if you have somebody who has the same passion as you, who obsesses with the game just like you are in a locker room. Right, you got motherfucking losers that's top 10, top 15, losing minds. They were just more gifted than everybody. So they would go down as winners. Oh, there it is winning. He got this many rings. They were fucking losing mind. He had people that was mentally stronger than him. He had a great group with him. He had a great franchise that helped him win. But the habits was fucking losing habits.
Can I say this? As far as on record, KD is one of the greatest players to ever play the game, period. But he's being judged based on what he accomplished in Golden State. When you go there and you win, and I think everyone believes that when he got there, they won because of him. Are we in agreement?
or you put them over the top.
Giving him advantage.
So the expectation here now is that KD took his talents to the Warriors and won 2 championships. So anywhere he goes after this, what can we expect if he was the sole reason for those 2 championships?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
the
but
sole
he-
reason.
nah.
He wasn't.
He
the sole
brought his
reason.
grade to the project.
He wasn't the sole reason though.
He has another A.
doing
He
the
has,
project.
he has a Steph Curry was an A in his position.
I let niggas cook.
Yeah, but
I let niggas cook. I ain't say a goddamn word. I ain't say nothing.
I think what KD was saying was like he's not really focused right now on. He's enjoying the game. You know, his accolades are there, who he is. And when you look back on players, when you talk about them 20 years down the line, what are you looking at? You're looking at their highlights, right? You're not posting up their standings and like if they won, you know, that if they were first in the East or the West. So I think as an individual player, yeah, he's one of the greatest to ever, one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game.
But he's not being judged on that.
I don't think
He's
he should
being
be judged
judged
any other
on
way.
when you won, how you won, and why you haven't won since then. That's it. How you won, when you won, and why you haven't won since. And they making great points, like, yes, who's around you and all that. But that's the expectation that it was set when he won, that it was because of you. And then any team who picks you up, they're going to expect the same thing you did in Golden State. But you don't got no Steph, and that's what they saying. You ain't got no Steph, you ain't got no Clay. You ain't got the A team, but that's the expectation that the A team was you.
He came back.
you
from
had the
the
18,
Achilles,
but the
right?
18 happened during COVID. You had Kyrie, you had James. That was supposed to be that, right? He was trying to recreate what they had in Golden State.
But
right?
the expectation
he thought he
is
was
him
doing
with
that, right?
them could automatically work because he just worked it with them two over
so
there.
there was insinuating circumstances that got in the way of that.
Like what?
COVID,
Oh, you said insinuating. Okay. I mean,
injuries, hamstring.
excuses.
No, these are things. So hamstring, excuse
You gotta play.
No, you
But
don't.
they didn't.
No, I'm saying
How?
KD is gonna have to play without them regardless of
played.
those
So
circumstances.
therefore, so if
Those are
Steph,
circumstances.
so if Steph and Clay go down, do they win?
It didn't happen.
Yeah, they lost.
They lost to
That's a
Toronto.
hypothetical.
No, they did lose. Toronto won a championship.
I thought you were talking about when KD was there.
He was
KD.
there. He got hurt, remember?
Got hurt.
Yeah, he tore the.
The
He tore
third
his
year?
kid. Yeah, he tore his
I'm
Achilles.
talking about the first two.
Yeah, but so imagine
No.
Steph go
I'm
down.
talking about the
play.
first two.
Imagine
You see what
Steph-
happened when he
the
went
first
down.
2 years,
They
them
lost.
2 years when they won it, right? Them 2
So
years.
that means
when
that he was the A part of the team.
So
right?
the 2 years when they won,
Right?
Shaw, hear me out. The 2 years that they won.
That means
right?
he's the A part of the team.
Yes.
If they lost when he go down after winning two.
But the 2 years that they won,
You're
hear
trying
me
to
out.
pretend that there's not a top.
They all went down.
The next person on the team, you take Kevin Durant, the next person on the team is Steph Curry,
Who just
who's
won one.
arguably the best point guard ever or number 2 on the team. The shooting guard, first ballot Hall of Famer. The power forward, first ballot Hall of Famer. They're all bringing their A game to this team project. Why are you trying to pretend that there's A students with him? And you're trying to
He's
say
the A student.
Also,
He's the A student.
so Steph is not an A student? Steph is ranked in
We're
front
not
of him.
we're talking about taking the A student that was on the A team, and he's gonna start his own team with two other A students.
And what happened?
And
These A students didn't show
they
up.
got hurt. So how do you?
So now we say you can only play with A students.
They didn't show
No,
up.
it's only been proven you can only win with
They're
A
only
students.
showing up. Like you're saying,
It's only proven you can only win with A students. That's been
they're
proven.
not bringing their
That's been
A
proven.
game. They're hurt. They didn't turn their homework in.
So why do you think
they're
Phoenix-
not
why-
there?
why do
It
you
means
think
it's not an
Phoenix didn't
A
work?
team. It means
Why do you think
if you
Phoenix-
don't have an A team, then we're not going to
not
see A results.
Why do you think
Yes,
Phoenix didn't work?
but you're judging him and saying he's not an A
Because
player.
they thought it was an A team and it's not an A team.
It was an A team in terms of salary.
But you only
Not
had one A.
construction.
You had an A plus player. I would say book like an A.
Oh, we ain't talking about this team.
But that's what you just talking about.
I-
Phoenix.
I'm just
Let's
asking
do-
why it didn't
uh,
work.
that's-
Yeah, but he's saying why it
But
didn't work in
that's what I'm
Phoenix.
saying.
It's like
I'm talking
they
about
wasn't an A
Brooklyn
team.
situation.
He's doing the same thing
I'm talking about
she's
the
doing.
Brooklyn situation.
You're saying he's an A player who brung his A result, and then you know the team project failed, then you're blaming the A student who showed up with an A. They say, y'all failed as a group. Oh, yeah, you failed.
No, because the expectation.
didn't do your thing.
It's the
You
expectation.
didn't do your thing, but his part of it got an A.
Since the-
Because his part got an A last time.
His part, yes.
So come here and do your part and
did.
get an A.
I did. I got an A.
But we didn't get an A. You got an
You
A.
keep saying we when you talk.
There's only we in team, Gilbert. Stop saying
no.
I in team. It's we.
You're saying he brung his A to the team. Him brung an A. So when we say, what did you do? It's an A. Then you say we failed.
Because we're not
Because
an
you don't
A
want to
team.
grade. You don't want to grade the rest of the people.
Because you want the other guys to be A's too. You want them all to be Hall of Famers.
No,
we're
all
not.
Hall of Fame.
So then why are you
You're
not
trying to-
winning with the D
Yeah,
guys?
because you're trying to pretend that when I won,
Who has?
I won, and
Oh.
this is my group, and we won. You're trying to say
Who was D? Name the D guys he won with.
Go ahead, keep going.
Hold on.
I'll get to it.
Please
He
do.
never
That's
never
easy.
won with any D guys.
Excuse me?
He never won with any
Kobe?
D guys.
Yes.
Kobe didn't.
No. He didn't win no championship. With who?
Won 2 in a row.
You think Pau
With
Gasol was
D
a D
guys?
guy?
Paul Gasol was a D guy first ballot Hall of
One
Fame.
guy.
One back.
Name the other guys.
Like they had.
Name the other guys.
Yo, you
Why
said
not
all
test?
D
Let a
guys.
world peace.
But you
Name
said,
the other
I just
guys.
named
Lamar
first
Odom.
ballot
And
Hall of
compare
Fame.
them to
Lamar
Brooklyn
Odom-
Nets.
Lamar
Lamar
Odom-
Odom.
Hey,
And compare them to the
Lamar
Brooklyn.
Odom.
Rhode
Compare
Island,
them to
what's
the
up?
Brooklyn
Lamar
Nets.
Odom.
That's 2 guys.
But
They were hurt.
But again,
Two guys.
They were hurt. Kyrie didn't play.
Bro, what? You still D guys on the Lakers?
No, they played.
It wasn't a bunch of A guys
Pau
on the Lakers.
Gasol plays the first ballot Hall of Fame. Lamar Odom is a Hall of Famer.
Why not test? Let a world peace.
So these
y'all
guys are not.
serious?
so that's what I'm
Stop.
saying. You're trying.
Stop,
You're
bro.
trying to grade.
Let's stop.
If they don't show up, that A is meaningless. He's not turning the homework in.
If Paul Gasol is
Have
not
to turn the
there,
homework.
But he didn't turn it. If he's not playing, he didn't turn it in.
He's a part
I
of the
can't
team.
make up his stats.
Bro.
He didn't turn it in.
Still don't
He's
get it.
done.
He don't-
Kyrie this year.
It's not
He's done. When
individual,
he got
Bill.
hurt, he was physically done. He's not turning it in the paper.
The only A player I ever seen take some D players to the finals was LeBron. Just gotta say that, 09.
But they,
You said to the finals.
but they said they
said to the
played though.
finals. You say to the championship.
huh?
to the finals.
Yeah.
Finals.
Not talking about to the finals. talking about winning.
2007.
Talking about winning.
2007 Cavs.
That's true.
They did get
Win.
swept.
Them
Got
two.
swept by the Spurs.
This ain't
They get swept.
discrediting Kate. It's just understanding the metric of expectations. You are expected to do this. The fans are giving you shit because you went here. You haven't won since then. That's not a knock against his talent or what he does.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's what they're
It's
saying.
an expectation.
No, they're saying it's a knock.
Who said it's a knock?
They
That's
are.
what it is.
What do you?
That's what the words are.
The words are criticism.
Read the
Criticism for not winning.
word about the trajectory of his legacy or whatever.
I think it's time to admit Kevin Durant's
his
trajectory after leaving Golden State is very underwhelming.
Okay, this is a random fan.
His.
A random fan says something like this, and we're entertaining it because it's what
his
true.
legacy.
Is it
Durant-
true?
Kevin Durant
His
entertained it.
legacy.
Okay.
His legacy.
Okay.
His.
And what was
So
the
does
next
your
statement?
legacy?
And what was the next
does wins
statement?
and
Hold on.
losses count in your
Hold on,
legacy?
Shaw, what was the next statement, please?
Said, brother, you sadly have not been out of the second round ever since you left Golden State. Perhaps a change of scenery might change that. Also said, what have you done since leaving? Brooklyn was a failure. Phoenix currently is a failure, and you're about to jump ship to the next best available
That's
team.
all team references.
LO.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why did he bring up stats?
His legacy.
He brought up stats.
His legacy.
No, ask
You're
the
the
question
beginning.
again.
The
That same
first.
one.
The
It
first
said
is the
what?
first part. Then you're using
They're
team.
explaining why his legacy is
You're
not what it
using-
is
yeah.
because of those
What was
teams
the
that
second
failed.
part you just said? The
Say
second.
the second part. It's the first part that got his attention.
What's the second part you said?
What?
His team.
The second.
Brother, you sadly have not been out of the second round ever since you left
That
Golden
part.
State. Then also,
No,
what
because
have you
it's
done
safe to
since
say that
leaving?
Kevin Durant's
Legacy.
legacy.
The beginning is
underwhelming.
Yeah, that's
individual.
great. I'm talking about what he just said just now.
No, you
That's
can't
just the
erase the
reasoning. That's the
beginning.
reasoning.
I want to.
Because he's
I
addressing
want
the
to.
beginning of
But
it.
these are two different statements.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's not the same statement. Those are two different posts.
And he-
that you
no,
just
it's
mentioned, right?
multiple posts.
One post and then the other
No.
post, right?
There's two separate posts, but
Thank
both
you.
alluding
Come
to
on,
the same
guys,
thing.
stop gaslighting me.
Can you say
guys,
the
stop
first one?
gaslighting me.
So first
Come on,
post.
guys, stop
First
gaslighting
post was
me.
from Hannah, right?
Stop
First post, I
gaslighting
think
me,
it's
guys.
time to admit Kevin Durant's trajectory after leaving Golden State
That's
is
one
very
different
underwhelming.
person.
Yes.
That's one
different
person.
Yes.
One
And he says,
person.
I disagree.
I highly
Yes.
disagree. Then he said, want to debate? Question mark, question mark.
So then it's another person he responded to.
That said, brother, you sadly have not been out of the second round ever since you left Golden State. Perhaps a change of scenery might change that. His response to that person was, it's a team sport. I'm not playing tennis. And then the third person said, what have you done since leaving? Brooklyn was a failure. Phoenix currently
have
is a
you
failure.
done?
You're about to jump ship to the next available team. His response to that person was All-Stars, 50, 40, 90, All-NBA, efficient buckets, brother.
Yeah.
Also got a career high assist one year, hit 30K points, won a couple Olympic golds and MVPs. What a career, and I'm still going. I love my
He said,
life.
what have you
done?
Like,
What
he
have
didn't say,
you-
what have your team? He said, what have you done?
And what y'all did.
Yeah, he said, what have you
Oh,
done?
what I've done, I've showed up
Yeah,
with it.
this is what I have done.
All right, well, let's shift this and let's talk about the current NBA Finals going on. So Game 3 of the NBA Finals tips off.